हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, मैं डॉक्टर मीतू आहूजा फ्रॉम पीजी डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ कॉमर्स एंड बिजनेस मैनेजमेंट। आज एमकॉम थर्ड सेमेस्टर का ह्यूमन रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट जो कि एक इलेक्टिव पेपर है, कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ स्ट्रैटेजिक ह्यूमन रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट। Before defining strategic human resource management, at first let us understand what is the meaning of strategic management. Strategic management is made up of two words. First is strategic and second one is management. So what is strategy? A strategy is part of strategic planning or management. It is a general plan prepared by top management outlining resource allocation, priorities, and takes into consideration the business environment and competition. It will also refer to future decisions, defining the organization's direction and scope in the long run. So we can say that strategy is a comprehensive plan for accomplishing an organization objective. This comprehension plan will include three dimensions. First one, determining long-term objectives. Second, adopting a particular course of action. Third, allocating resources necessary to achieve the objective. But whenever a strategy is formulated, the business environment needs to be taken into consideration. And this business environment actually consists of external environment, that is economic, political, social, cultural, legal, and technological environment which affect an organization's strategy. So strategic management refers to the process of crafting strategies, their implementation and evaluation of their effectiveness. What is the most important thing over here is that the core of the strategic management process is a team comprising the CEO aided by top executive. For example, the core team that formulated and executed the strategic takeover of Chorus by Tata Steel consisted of Mr. Ratan Tata, the CEO, and some of the top level executives were there with Mr. Ratan Tata, the CEO of the company. The Chorus group was acquired by Tata of India in 2007 and renamed as Tata Steel Europe in September 2010. Strategic human resource management refers to the process of developing practices, programs, and policies that help in achieving organizational objectives. But what is important over here is that the programs, policies, and practices need to be aligned with organizational objectives. Especially HRM involves that human resource management is fully integrated with the strategy and the strategic needs of the firms. It also coheres both across policy areas and across hierarchies. The human resource architecture of the firm results in its above average financial performance. Human resource practices are adjusted, accepted, and used by line managers and employees as part of their daily work. It is not that HR manager himself or herself formulates strategies. He or she will be the member of a core team which formulates company strategies and ensures their implementation. To be full-fledged strategic partners with senior management, HR executives should compel and guide serious discussion on how the company should be organized to carry out its strategies. The four roles of HR executives are relevant in this context. First one is HR should define an organizational architecture. In other words, we can say that it should identify the underlying model of the company's way of doing business. Second, HR needs to be accountable for conducting an organizational audit. Audit helps identify which components of the architecture should be changed in order to facilitate strategy execution. Third, the role of HR as a strategic partner is to identify methods for renovating the parts of the organizational architecture that need it. That means HR manager should be assigned to take the lead in proposing, creating and debating best practices that can help implement strategies. And last one, HR must take stock of its own work and set clear priorities. It means the HR staff might have several initiatives in its sight, such as pay for performance, global teamwork, and action learning development experience. But to be truly tired of business outcomes, HR needs to join forces with line managers to continuously assess the impact and importance of each one of these initiatives. Now, the difference between traditional human resource management and strategic human resource management. In traditional human resource management, the responsibility for human resource manager is being staff specialist. But in case of strategic human resource management, it's line managers. Focus on employee relation is in case of traditional human resource management, but strategic human resource management is partnership with internal and external customers. The role of HR is transactional, change follower and respondent in case of traditional human resource management, but strategic human resource management is transformational, change leader and imitator. Initiative in case of traditional human resource management is slow, reactive and fragmented, but in case of strategic human resource management, it's fast, integrated and proactive. Time horizon is short term in case of traditional, but it's short, medium as well as long in strategic human resource management. Job design is tight division of labor, independence, specialization in case of traditional human resource management, but it's broad, flexible, cross training, team management is in strategic human resource management. The key investment in case of traditional human resource management, capitals, products, but people and knowledge are the key investments in strategic human resource management. Traditional human resource management is accountable towards cost center, but strategic human resource management it's investment center. Next is strategic management process. There are 5 phases which constitute the SHRM process. First, environmental scanning. Second, identifying sources of competitive advantage. Third, HR strategy formulation. Then, implementing HR strategies and monitoring and evaluating HR strategies. So first one is scan the environment. Analysis of environment provides input for decision making in business, which includes HR decisions as well. Environment comprises of again internal and external forces like political, legal, economical, technological and cultural forces. And internal environment includes business processes, SWOT analysis of the firm, etc. So analysis of both external and internal factors is not the preserve of a single function. Although marketing personnel usually play a key role in developing a strategic view of the organization, but HR practitioners may be particularly involved in collecting, analyzing, and interpreting inputs emanating from the environment. In fact, HR department is ideally placed in collecting information about rivals, their directions, their strategies, strength, weakness, etc. So HR professionals have the resumes sent in by the employees of rival firms in the same industry. So by going through the documents is of great help in knowing the skills of staff in the competing firms, reasons for their exit, compensation levels and similar other details. More specifically, the HR professionals can provide the following: from public information and legitimate recruiting and interviewing activities, the company organization will be able to construct organizational charts, staffing levels and group mission of the various organizational components of each of the major competitors. It helps us to know the brands are sorted among sales subdivisions, and the person who reports to whom can provide important clues as the competitor's strategic priorities. Second one is identify sources of competitive advantage. Competitive advantage stems from such diverse sources as quality, price, brand positioning, timely delivery and customer service. These sources of competitive advantage reflect the core capabilities of the organization. The core capabilities are underpinned by the intellectual capital of the organization in the form of employee competency. For instance, innovating new product and services is likely to be underpinned by competencies such as creativity, problem solving, change orientation and knowledge sharing. Next one, identify HR strategies. Identify HR strategies. Actually, there are four major HR strategies which help an organization build up its employee capabilities, like learning as socialization, devolved informal learning, engineering, and then empowered informal learning. These all combine together to give the boost to the organization. Next one is implementing HR strategies. The fourth phase in SHRM relates to the implementation of the strategy. HR strategies are implemented through HR policies, plans and practices. The mix of HR strategies, as in phase which I have already explained in phase 3, helps execute HR strategies. Policies are critical in implementation of HR strategy. Plans must follow policies and HR practices should follow HR plans. So a firm has before it a number of practices choices to produce desired result. HR practice choices may be categorized into different types, which help in making the strategy for the organization. Next one, monitor and evaluate HR strategies. The final phase in SHRM is monitoring and evaluating HR strategy. It should be remembered that strategic decisions can inflict severe penalties and can be exceedingly difficult, if not possible, to rectify. So, basic activities involved in strategy monitoring and evaluation are establishing performance target and standard, as well as tolerance limits for the objectives, strategies, and implementation of plans. Measuring the performance in relation to the target at a given time. Analyzing deviation, whether it's positive or negative, from acceptable to tolerance limits. Executing modification if necessary and are feasible. Thank you.